I'm your host, the 7th Wonder of the World, Taj Mahal, and this is the 7th Wonder Podcast. Welcome to the 7th Wonder Podcast. I'm Taj Mahal.
What's up? It is Aisha Go, aka Young TMJ. And that stands for Young Titty Meat and Journalism, okay? We need to get both, so get both.
You did what I'm saying? 2 for 1 on their ass one time.
Exactly, and that's just a funny little joke between me and people on my YouTube channel. So yeah, you gotta subscribe to understand the joke.
Hey, look, man, I see you on your YouTube channel and everything, man. Building the fan base, man. They loving you out here.
Man, I'm trying. Listen, that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to connect with the people, talk to the people, and be one of the people. You know what I mean? Like, I'm creating this content to get people engaged, to get people's thoughts and opinions. I'm not necessarily doing this so I could go and interview the celebrities, because to be honest, celebrities be boring. They don't answer no questions, or they tell you what you can and can't ask. But when you connect with the people and they fuck with you, you could keep it as real and raw as you want to.
Plus, on top of that, man, the people don't they don't have a reputation to uphold, quote unquote. So, you know what I'm saying? They can give you the real facts, not the opinions.
Exactly.
You dig?
Exactly. And no lie, it be the real people that can read between the lines of some of the calculated things these celebrities try to do and could peep game of what's going on. So I'd rather talk directly to them, where again I get the real and honest truth.
Exactly, man.
But that's just me. Everybody's not built to handle the truth. Everybody don't want the truth, but I want the truth.
Well, that's why Lizzo went number 1, because she told everybody the truth hurts, and she ain't never lied about it.
Listen, Lizzo said, why men great till they gotta be great. Because when it's time for them to be great, they don't want to be great.
Hey, man. Well, since we talking about Lizzo, man, let's get straight into some topics, man. Lizzo versus the Azealia Banks. I know you covered it a lot on your YouTube page, man. Let's just jump into it. Did Azealia Banks go too far with this one? Or is just
Azealia Banks is a hater. Azealia Banks is a hater. Azealia Banks is one of those people that's too smart for her own good. Whereas, like, you're so smart and you're so advanced and you're so intelligent that it ends up becoming detrimental, because every time you say something, it's just negative. Or anytime, like every time you say something, it's just like, it just don't connect. I don't know if she doesn't articulate herself well, which I don't think is true, because she's an artist. She's a dope rapper. She clearly knows how to put words together. But every time she says something, it's just like, yo, bruh, give it a rest. Like, you came at SZA, you came at Cardi, you still coming at Cardi. You showed Nicki praise and came at her. Like, and now you coming at Lizzo, who literally comes at nobody. Like, the only person Lizzo has ever publicly came at is fuckboys, and who cares about them? Like, we shouldn't care about their feelings. But for you to come at Lizzo and say that she's basically dancing around and, like, acting like a coon for white people, is just like, yo, what are you talking about? Why weren't you saying this when 6ix9ine was out here acting like a fake gangster to impress these little white kids in the suburbs?
Man. What's sad about it is that, man, with Azealia Banks, if you watch her interview, she is a brilliant young mind. She makes a lot of points. I stood with her when she said that, I forget his name, man. I do like his acting, but when she said the homie spit on her and RZA didn't have her back, you know what I'm saying? I did feel a certain way, but then I also know how Azealia Banks can act, man. You know, she's one of those people who also has the Kanye syndrome. She gonna speak her mind, and we love her for that. But, man, it's funny how she always got something to say when somebody popping more than her, bro. It's not a good look at all, bro. Lizzo's
it's not, because it makes you look like a hater.
Easily.
It makes you look like a hater, especially not saying this applies to Lizzo or everyone that she spoke about. But it really makes you look like a hater when you're sitting there criticizing and putting people down that you know you're more talented than. That's an even worse look. Because it's like, wait, why are you even commenting on what this person is doing? Like, y'all don't even do the same thing
at all. 2 different spectrums, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like, y'all in different lanes. Why you even commenting and dragging this person? Like, y'all got 2 different forms of artistry. So what is it that you really mad about? And like I said on YouTube, she only comes at people that's popping. She not is she dragging Krayshawn?
Come on, bro.
Exactly.
Who's still talking about Krayshawn? And there's no diss to Krayshawn, but if it ain't got clout behind it, I don't think she talk. I mean, she even talk about Elon Musk, and that's so fucking far left. Elon ain't got shit going on with her program, bro. But she sees it fit to discuss whatever rampant issue she has with Elon Musk, bro. It's a downfall.
But
she
not talking about nobody that's not popping.
She even talked about Remy. You know what I'm saying? That ended real quick though. You see how quick that ended?
Yeah, she's saying, that job on State of the Culture was supposed to be mine, but I turned it down and you got it. Okay, yeah, and now it's mine. Like, it was supposed to be yours, and it's not, because it's mine. Like, who cares? You think people are going to be like, oh, wow, Remy, you only got this because she turned it down. No, but I have it now. That's all that matters. I'm the one you see on TV every Monday night. Who cares?
Yeah, man. And maybe it might be drugs too, Don't want to have to put that past. I mean, I want to put it past anybody, but when these celebrities get out here and they get to acting like this, 10 times out of 10, there's some type of substance abuse behind it.
Man, I don't know, because I don't know that woman like that, so I don't know what her vices are and what she does, but again, it's just sad because when 212 came out, I was like, yo, who is this girl? When Licorice came out, I still love that song. I'm just like, yo, this girl is dope, like dope. And then since then, it's just been on a decline, and I'm like, yo, Azalea, you're a dope artist. You're a phenomenal rapper. You had a collaboration with Mac early in your career. Before you even had an album out, they had a lipstick out named after you.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody does not get that.
Is it safe to say she dropped the ball somewhere along the line? Or can we blame, or is it management? Does management know how to handle her?
It could be both. It could be her. It could be management. It could have been if she was signed to a label and she wasn't producing the product that they thought she was and they dropped her. It could be a variety and mix of things. But nowadays, when you're an artist and you have technology and you have a computer, nowadays you don't even need a computer. You got an iPhone. That could be your own studio. It might not be a great one. Things might not be mixed perfectly, but you could get some freestyle videos off. You could do some videos and put on YouTube just so people still hear about you and you still relevant and you get yourself hot. And then when another situation is time to come around, you could start leveraging your celebrity and a fan base that you built up. Like, it's just so many different options. And I'm just a person that does not believe in excuses at all for anybody.
Facts.
So, like, I don't want to hear no type of excuse from her as to what happened, what didn't happen, who did what. You spend so much time on the internet coming at people and getting your social media accounts like deactivated and deleted, because I think like her Twitter or something got deleted.
Yeah,
like they suspended her Twitter. Yeah, and it's just like, they suspended your Twitter. What type of wild shit were you talking about? Trump Twitter not even suspended, and he was talking about wild shit. Wow. So what wild shit you was talking about?
Hey man, all I know is she's a talented woman. I want to see her win. I've been wanting to see her win since she first came out. She deserves a lot of praise because she really is slept on. But these type of antics that she's doing to get where she needs to go, that's just not it, Chief. She ain't gonna get nowhere you need to go playing them fuck games like that. You know what I'm saying? Especially when people already champion somebody. Like, if the people already crown somebody, then you kind of on the side going through your temper tantrum. They look at you crazy like, you know what? You ain't never deserve it. You ain't want it. You wasn't hungry enough.
Exactly. So, like you said, I think she's talented. Really wish her the best. And you know how some people say like, oh, I wish the person the best or God bless, but they say it to be funny.
Yeah.
Nah, I don't say things I don't mean. I really do wish her the best. And if she comes out with a song that's dope or a project that's dope, I'm going to make sure I'm one of the first people that sing her praise and say like, yo, you got to check this out. You got to listen to this. This is dope. Forget all the other stuff that she says. This is dope. I want to be one of those people. And I want her to prove me wrong. Like, I have my opinions about certain people, and there's certain people that I want them to prove me wrong. I want her to prove me wrong.
100%. Hey, Azalea, man, we want to see you win, man. Just keep your head down and keep grinding like we always talk about. Keep that fuck shit out the way, man. You ain't gonna get nowhere with it.
That and that song, whatever you doing with this whole like disco dance stuff that she did with the Anna Wintour, do that no more.
Oh, you ain't like that? I thought that shit was okay.
No. Anna Wintour? Nah. I like the Big Bang when she sampled Biggie, but that Anna Wintour, that wasn't feeling that.
I feel you.
Wasn't feeling it. But we here for you, Azalea.
100%. Moving on to things though. Shout out to Meg Thee Stallion,
yes.
Leveling up her career. She just signed did a little thing with Roc Nation. Now, I don't know if it was Roc Nation has multiple facets of what they do, whether it's publishing, artist management, or like, you know what I'm saying, just being on the label. But she switched over. I believe she's doing artist management, switched over to Rock Nation. How do you feel about this switching, changing management for her? Do you think it's going to take her to the next level?
I mean, absolutely. The name Rock Nation in itself holds a lot of weight. And I'm not really sure how the business dealings is when it comes to Rock Nation. Like, if everything has to be approved through Hove, or if there's certain people that, you know, he has that he trusts their decision and they do it. But then again, the name itself being a Rock Nation is huge. The roster of artists that are at Rock Nation is huge. So for her to be along the likes of those type of people is such a great look for her, especially in the beginning of her career where things are taking off. And honestly, I seen this move coming because, I be peeping and paying attention to the details because the devil's in the details, guys.
Talk to me then.
So when Meg first came out, when she was like first driving the boat and stuff, she was fucking with Henny. And she said all the time that she drank Henny. And then you started to see that things change and you're like, oh, she pouring Douce in? What? That's Douce that she poured in Fab mouth? What? She pouring Douce in this person's mouth? On the cover art of Hot Girl Summer, you see it's her and Nicki riding on a bottle of Douce. And it's like, it's just these little things where I saw and I'm like, damn, okay, it's something going. Yeah, I'm like, it's something going on there. She's either like a Douce ambassador or they cut her a check or something to have her promote that as what she's drinking. But I peeped it from there. So then when the whole Rock Nation deal came about, I wasn't surprised. But I'm really happy for her because I like Meg. This has been a great year for her. I honestly think 2019 has been year of the Stallion, year of the Baby, just to name a couple people. And she's worked really hard. And I know we brought this up on the previous podcast, but she went through a lot too. She lost her mom earlier at the beginning of this year. So it's been a crazy roller coaster ride. And for her to see something like this happen, I feel like it just lets her know that all her hard work, you know, all the work that her and her mom put in to get her to the point, it wasn't in vain. And she made it.
100%. I mean, when you want a God's anointed, you know what I'm saying, there's nothing that you can't get, nothing that you can't do. So it was only right for her to get to the next step. And rocking with Hove, except for one person. What is her name? Rita Ora. It didn't work too well for Rita Ora, but for everybody else, it seems to work well.
I don't know what happened with that whole Rita Ora thing, because even when she was down with Rock Nation, Hove was even going to like interviews with her. Like, he was like really hands on. Then, you know, Beyonce came out with Lemonade and Rita Ora had on something with lemons and the Beehive wasn't having that. You know, they thought she was Becky with the good hair. It was a whole lot going on.
A lot of
but
mess.
Yeah, it did. And so Rock Nation did work for Rita Ora, but it didn't. It worked for her because at one point in time she was selling a whole bunch of records, and I'm like, I can't even name 2 songs, so I don't know who her demographic is. And Rita Ora got the bag. She was talking about how she owns a women's soccer team in like the UK and owning restaurants and stuff. That's because of that Rock Nation money. So
for sure.
It worked, but then it didn't work because you see she not there no more. But yeah, again, that Rock Nation name is heavy, holds a lot of weight.
Exactly. So shit, you don't have to sell CDs, man. You can go sell soccer balls, man. That's what it sounds like. You can get a lot more out of your shit if you sign with Rock Nation. So I can understand her switching sides. And then for one, she's from Houston. Beyonce's from Houston. That collabo, I know that collab coming real soon. It's in the vault. So this is like, I can see this like catapulting her. She's already, I feel like, on her way to stardom, if not already there. But this is going to solidify the path to like something way bigger.
I agree too. That's sorry to cut you off, but that's what I'm about to say too. Especially when anything that you're doing, whether you're an artist or like, you know, you got a podcast or you got a YouTube channel. Anytime you do something, you growing, and it's like, okay, but still, how do I get to that next level? And getting to that next level isn't easy. People think, oh, you just continue doing what you're doing. And it's like, nah, to really break into that next tier, to break into that upper echelon, you need that power. You need that manpower. You need them resources. And Rock Nation is going to have that. So it's like, okay, now she's at 1 million followers, and now she's, you know, she has this big song and stuff like that. But now Rock Nation is going to lead her to, okay, now you got 10 million followers, 20 million.
Global
now
success.
You got, global success. Now you doing your own tour, or your own city tour, and you're headlining. You know what I mean? Because right now she's on tour with Meek and Future.
Yeah.
And she's like a co-headliner, or like, you know, she's like one like the opening acts. But it's like, you know, with Rock Nation, and we've got those resources, Now you headlining your own national tour where you going city to city and people are coming to see you and you got people that's opening up for you. So it just changes everything.
100%. I'm happy for her. I don't know, man. I see that the homie Jay Prince, the big old Southern legend of Rap A Lot Records, you know, he sent out a little I don't know if it was like a sub Instagram tweet or however you want to make it, but just, you know, letting people know that he teamed up with Meg's former manager. What's the homie name?
Carl Crawford,
you know. And my theory on that is, you know, I don't think Mr. Crawford really wanted Meg to end up on Rock Nation. I don't know hater shit, but as a businessman, he had the vision for Meg and see where it could go. I don't think he necessarily had the resources. Like, who has the resources like a Jay-Z and Rock Nation, you know? But now that he's partnering up with Jay Prince, I mean, I'm pretty sure it's not going to stop with Meg. It's going to bring more other artists opportunities. So shout out to him and just shout out to the whole Houston Nation, man.
Yeah, well, I mean, but the whole thing about that is confusing too, because it's like we still don't fully know what this signing to Rock Nation means. Like, is it a joint partnership with, you know, Carl's company and Rock Nation? Or is she solely Rock Nation? Or is it a joint venture between Rock Nation and 300 because she's 300?
Yeah,
I don't know, because Carl, I think he commented on something or he put something up too, making it seem like there wasn't any beef or tension with Rock Nation. But then I'm like, who was Jay Prince talking to? Because he said something, and people that understand what he says know that he put out a message.
Yeah,
and like they know he said what he said. I just don't know who is geared towards, and that's why in the beginning I was saying, like, I don't know how involved Hove is with everything Rock Nation. Like, if he's personally like okaying and saying yay or nay to certain things before it's approved, or if it's other people. So like, because Jay Prince and Hove, they have a rapport, they have a relationship with one another where they respect each other, and
100%.
they've spoken about that publicly. So that was like a little confusing to me, where I'm like, what's going on? And maybe what Meg's situation is, maybe that'll be similar to how Jay Prince is involved with Drake and how Drake was Young Money, but then also, you know,
hanging with Jay Prince and Jay Prince Jr.
Yeah, exactly. But then also involved with whatever label Drake was with, Universal, whatever. So like, I don't know. This is confusing.
Yeah, this shit get a little messy in the game, don't it, man? It's just like, just stay independent for real, and just go touch the people, bro, on all your shit, man. So you ain't got to worry about all this stress.
Think about it. It's too many names that's gonna be listed on the paperwork, and you signing this here, but then you signing this there, but then you're not reading the fine print, and it's just too much.
Exactly.
Way too much.
But I think that's why Jay Prince joined on with Mr. Crawford, so that way they can, you know, he kind of he's giving them game. Like, Jay Prince a legend out here. You feel what I'm saying? So he gonna put him on the toughest game, and they from the same city and same neighborhood, so it's only right. Man. He teaching these people how to fish. I respect that.
But listen, I will say this, Rock Nation, if y'all start taking on podcasts and YouTubers,
let's go.
We here. I am ready.
We here.
We ready to work.
Shit, what's up?
I'm ready to get that bag.
Yeah, Rock Nation TV. Let's do it. We can go against Revolt. Let's do it. Whatever y'all want to do.
I'm ready.
For sure. There's a lot that's been going on this week, man. It's been a crazy week. I know what the people want. We're going to hold off, of course. But I know exactly what they waiting on.
Oh, man.
We're going to talk about that later.
Let's go into something else. So we talked about Meg Thee Stallion, Rock Nation, and Jay Prince.
Oh, let's talk about Antonio. Let's talk about Antonio.
Oh, you want to go to Antonio? I was about to bring up academics.
Okay, well, let's just bring it on back to academics ass then.
Because remember when the whole thing with Drake and Pusha T happened, and academics was, I believe, one of the many people online trying to talk crazy about Jay Prince being a little, I don't even want to say disrespectful, but I think a little naive, not realizing the power of Jay Prince and who he is.
A lot of people don't realize the power of Jay Prince, man. I mean, of course, it was Jay Prince run was way before our time, but I mean, he still hold weight to this day. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, as Pusha T said, if you know, you know.
If you know, you know.
And I'm just going to leave it at that. But academics, who is someone that is oftentimes saying things that ends up biting himself in the butt, has now continued on this rant and tirade about Nicki Minaj.
And what exactly was he saying?
So, I don't even know where to begin with this. So first, he started off going off on Nicki on his Twitch, and I do not watch it because I heard the Twitch was 4 hours long, and that's 4 hours way too much of academics. But he was saying that Nikki sent him a private message where she was threatening him, saying her husband wanted to talk to him, and he alleged that she put a hit out on him and his family, like basically saying like, I know where your family lives. And now he is continuing to he's continued to talk about Nicki Minaj by giving everyone the tea, spilling all the information as to what happened between Drake and Meek Mill falling out, and it has to do with Nicki. Now, according to academics, Nicki and Meek were in a store, and they were buying some stuff. And when it came to purchasing the stuff, Meek allegedly didn't have enough cash on him to buy all their stuff. So he asked Nicki to put it on her card, and he would give her the money. And Nicki flipped out and told the cashier to split the items up with what was hers and what was his, and she paid for her own stuff. And then academics said she allegedly said Drake would never do this, and then that's when Meek went on Twitter and got to the Twitter fingers. I kind of missed the Twitter fingers, but that's when Meek got on his Twitter fingers.
Right.
So that's the latest of what academics are saying about Nicki Minaj, and I just don't understand. First of all, why is he over here gossiping and spilling tea? Like, one of the gossip sites on YouTube. Like, he sounds like Lovely Tea or Unwind with Tasha K, like all these women that really impressive, like all these women that really focus on the gossip. Why is this grown man focusing on the gossip? 2, didn't you just say this woman threatened you? So you want to continue to provoke her like she can't threaten you again?
It's good for business.
Like, it's good for business until something happens and you call the cops. Or it's good for business until something happens and then you get to singing like your boy Tekashi. Like, leave that woman alone. Don't provoke her, and then something goes down and you can't just take your L as a man or take whatever happens in strides. Because, again, a lot of media personalities, people on radio have been through that where they said something and they had to get busy, and then what happened in the background happened in the back, and then they go on about their day. Like, I don't trust that something would happen with them. And I'm not saying I want him to get hurt, but I don't trust that something would happen and he'll be able to keep it under wraps and wouldn't go on his YouTube and be like,
oh yeah, this happened.
Yeah, I was at the restaurant and I seen these guys come and someone tipped me off and said that they were looking for my table. Like I don't put it past him to do that.
I feel you, yeah. Some things you gotta leave behind the scenes, you know. But if he felt like academics always came off across as like, look, I'm not about none of that drama. I don't want none of that damn smoke. If you hit me, I'm calling the police, right? And so if the DM stuff that he's talking about is true, then of course he finna let the world know because he want to protect himself. He want to protect his safety. You know what I'm saying? Let's not get it confused. You know what I'm saying?
Nah. Listen, I agree with you. Now I understand everybody isn't involved with the street stuff. So if you don't abide by that and you're not living that, I understand why you wouldn't, abide by that. Like why that wouldn't be in your character. I get that. But you can't do both. You can't say I'm not about that street stuff and then sit there and talk all about a whole bunch of street stuff that you know nothing about. And then when somebody confronts you on some street stuff, you say, oh, I'm not about that street stuff. I'm calling the cops.
I feel you.
And if you really felt threatened about what she did, your first instinct was to take it to YouTube. So now you're trying to monetize off of it. Now you're trying to create a moment. Now you doing what people say is clout chasing. You can't be like, oh, I'm just doing this. This is my job. And then somebody threaten you and you don't go to get actual protection or, have some people behind you. Your first instinct or like one of the things that you do is to go and talk about it.
Well, maybe to him, the issue wasn't, it was big, but it wasn't where he felt like he couldn't speak on it. Did Nicki ever respond to it, that particular situation about the DM?
No, and that's another reason why I think that sometimes people don't realize, like, silence is sometimes a conscious choice. Like, people aren't silent because they didn't see things. They silent because they don't want to implicate themselves. They figuring out how to deal with the situation, or it's just not the right time to speak about things. And it's hard too because a lot of these celebrities, they create these fake beefs or these things that are produced, but then behind the scenes, they're in cahoots with one another. So if this is the case with her, academics are really just playing this whole thing out just to get attention for both of them, because I saw people in the comments saying Everyday Struggle's on a 2-week hiatus, so maybe he needs content for his channel. And maybe she's going to talk about this on Cream Radio, and it was an agreement between the two of them. Then in that case, all right, cool. Have y'all fun.
For sure,
But if it's not, and it's some real stuff, then it needs to be dealt with accordingly. Not no, you run into Twitch and YouTube to talk about some private messages and a private exchange that went on, and then talking about that you feel threatened. Come on, if you feel threatened, then go through the right procedures, go through the right measures, and leave it at that, and talk about something else. There's so much other stuff for him to talk about, so I don't know why he's harping on this Nicki Minaj stuff.
Well, I mean, I really enjoy academic stuff, especially when he was just coming up doing this little YouTube shit. Like, he was bringing out some fire ass content. With Nicki being able to sit down with Joe through their little beefs, even when Everyday Struggle was going on, it did feel as though they was doing a lot of hating him and academics. Do you think that Nicki could sit down with academics, like she sat down with Joe, and will get these issues resolved?
So she is so weird. To me, it's complicated because she can, but what people don't realize too is her and Joe know each other. It's not like Joe is just this guy on a TV show talking about her, and then he just happened to get invited to Queen Radio, and they talk. Her and Joe know each other. They familiar with each other. They have a relationship. They have a rapport. They've known each other for years. They were in the cypher together for BET and what, like over a decade ago.
Yeah.
Joe even said him and Nicki that they spoken on the phone prior to him being on Queen Radio. So people can't look at us like, oh, well, she did that with Joe, so she could do that with academics. Her and Joe have a rapport and relationship. And I know you mentioned before that academics, he was creating fire content before on his channel. But even on his channel, him not being a street guy, you talking about street stuff.
That's
you
why
doing a business called Warren Chirac. You from New Jersey. What are you talking about?
Yeah, that does get messy when you speak on other issues that go on that you don't have nothing about. You put yourself out there as a target.
Other hood and a whole world and a whole demographic that you're not involved in. You're not involved in the street stuff. So why talk about that? And that's, again, the reason why I don't understand why he keeps talking about this Nicki Minaj situation. Because if you have such a big platform and such a big following as it looks like you have, and if on YouTube you have millions of subscribers, you should be able to talk about whatever you want, and the people gonna rock with it because you got a fan base and a following. You don't gotta chase after these big headlines or titles. You don't gotta do clickbait. You don't gotta only talk about the people that you know is gonna get you them views. If those followers and subscribers that you got are real followers and subscribers that you have, you should be able to talk about fish sticks and still be able to get views.
Well, I mean, even as much as some of us don't like the content that Act puts out and like how he goes about doing different things. I mean, it's been plenty of situations. I feel like different artists could have really, if it was really some smoke about it, they could have handled it however they want to handle it. So I don't feel like they feel threatened by him to the point where they really want to beat him up. But I don't think like he gets that idea. So that so he might be on his fucking tippy toes, like trying to be like, hey, they might do something to me. I want the world to know just in case.
Maybe it's just because I'm different, just from how I was raised and the like type of people I was raised around and where I'm from. But even if you want something as a precaution or something like that, if you really fearing for your life and you really want it as a precaution, why are you not telling your big homies or whoever's behind you? Or why aren't you going to the police and letting them know? Like, you going on YouTube? And again, like, if you got such a big following as look as, you don't need to talk about a Nicki Minaj and what she DM'd you to get views. You don't think Joe Budden could talk about what him and people talk about privately? But he doesn't, because he doesn't need that, because he's a content creator. On one of the podcasts, it was a slow news week. They didn't really talk about any big news. They had a whole conversation talking about tricking. And their viewers and subscribers still paid attention to it because they rock with Joe.
For sure.
So that's what I'm saying. Academics don't need to chase a Nicki Minaj name or whoever's name because this is a big artist and they're going to get me views. You allegedly got the people, right? You got all them followers. You got all them subscribers. You should be able to talk about whatever you want.
Mm-hmm.
Talk about who you think got a project coming out next. Talk about what's the best album so far. What's the best verse so far. What's the trash verse so far. Like, focus on talk about the actual music and being a critic that you are. Like, don't get involved with the gossip. Don't get involved with the street stuff if that's not you.
But you know what? I feel as though he does talk about the music, and that's what got him in this predicament in the first place, because that's what I feel like Nicki is mad about, him talking about her music and how it's over for her. And that, like, they're not checking for Nicki anymore. And I feel like that made her upset to want to be like, hold on a bit, bro. I'm finna check your sorry ass for that. And you know, and it leads to these type of situations. It's the same thing that happened when Vic Mensa came up to the Everyday Struggle and he had to check academics about the shit because, you know, he's always talking about the music, but I think a lot of people don't like the side antics that he does or how he talks about them when describing the music, and it gets a little messy, you know?
But that's the thing. So he could absolutely critique Nicki's music. I'm hard on Nicki's music, and I'm hard on her because I think she could do better, and I expect better from her. The problem is, all right, she responded to you after you criticized and critiqued her a lot, which I think she can respond to you because you've had a lot to say about her. But again, she did it to you. Like, yeah, like there was little stuff that she said, like, oh yeah, when she was talking to Joan Queen Radio saying your sidekick and referring to him as a chipmunk, but she wasn't on, and well, I think she gave him cocksucker of the week too. But she sent those messages to you. Like, I'm just not a fan of when people put out stuff that's private publicly, and this goes across the board. So even when women do it to guys, like, oh, look who's in my DM, or look what this person said, I don't like that either. I think that's corny too. So I'm not one for that. So when I see that, I'm just like, come on, that's a private message.
Yeah, I feel you.
That's a private message. If she said what she said under his comments, then I'll be like,
it's public.
Okay,
it's public, yeah.
All right, like, it's public. But she said that to you privately. And there was a situation where Nicki sent a writer something privately, Wanna Thompson, who critiqued Nicki. Well, she didn't even fully critique Nicki music. She just said, wouldn't it be dope if we got some mature content from Nicki? And Nicki went off on her and Wanna put it up in a screenshot. And to me,
that's clout chasing.
That was different. That was different because it's like this woman just said one thing. It wasn't even disrespectful. It wasn't constant criticism or critique of you. And then you over here saying that she's ugly and she wish she looked like you. So in that case, I'm like, put that screenshot out because that's just doing too much. But this with academics, I'm just like, yo. Then he going on and saying, oh yeah, you begged 6ix9ine to get on the record. Why is that even necessary information? First of all, we shouldn't even be talking about 6ix9ine in any type of light because of what's going on. Why is that even relevant? Why do the people even need to know if she did ask him to get on the song? And if she did, so what? She got on the song and killed it.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's
like
crazy.
Her getting on that song helped him too. What are you talking about? Like, it was mutually beneficial for both of them. Don't make it seem like, oh, he was throwing her a bone and doing her a favor.
Facts only, man, because actually in that pivotal point in Tekashi them career, that kind of like helped even elevate him even more. That was a big hit.
Exactly. She took the heat for even being with him because people were like, why are you associating with him? He's a pedophile. Like, she put a lot on the line doing a song with him. So don't make it seem like he just threw her a bone and looked out for her like it wasn't beneficial to him too.
That's fucking crazy though. Like, if let's say, for example, this shit is true, right? About the whole Meek didn't have enough to pay for it. I bet it went just like this. All right. So the grand total is $500,000. Damn, only got $499,999. Nigga, go put that shit back, or you just pay for your shit. I'm gonna do mine. There's some shit like that.
I think it went like that too.
Some rich nigga shit, man. I'm trying to get on that type of level, man. I want my old lady to argue with me about spending $500,000, you know. But yeah, that's some shit that should never been revealed either, cause you know what I'm saying, that's not, maybe Meek didn't even want that information out, bro. Yeah, that is the past too. Yeah,
that's the past. Like, this is what I don't like what people do either. Like, when they got a problem and beef with one person, and then you automatically bringing in other people information, people that's not even involved, people that's not there to defend themselves. So it's like, you beefing with her, trying to put her on blast. Now you talking about Meek. Oh, Meek didn't have enough, so now Meek's involved. And then you talking about it. She said, yeah, Drake would never do this. Now Drake is involved.
Messy.
And it's like, yo, that's so messy. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's like that catty, gossipy stuff. Or people, like, when people try to say, oh, only women do that. Like, that's messy. I would never do nothing like that. If I'm talking to you and I got an issue with you, I'm talking to you. I'm not bringing up no other people that's not there to defend themselves or talk. I'm not doing that. That's corny. And it's corny too because Meek and Drake, they cool and on good terms now. Why are you bringing up old stuff?
100%.
Nicki is engaged or married or whatever. Why are you bringing up this old relationship with someone that she used to be with? Like, they both moved on. It's like, come on. Like,
yeah, man. That's 2005. It's like 4 years ago. You know what I'm saying? We're not worried about that no more. We off that.
Exactly. And if we want to hear what happened with Drake and Meek. Let Drake or Meek talk about it. Or we want to know why Nicki and Drake haven't been around each other. Let one of them speak about it. Like, certain stuff don't be people business to tell. And that's what people need to realize. Certain shit is not your business to tell.
Hey, man, well, we digress off of that. We definitely went in on that topic, man. But look, in other words, guys.
As you could tell, I felt passionate about it because I don't like all that gossip.
That drama and shit. Yeah, man, for real.
Yeah, like, I know people probably think because I'm a woman, I'm always into, no, not into it.
If you ever got a problem with somebody, America, you need to just, talk to them privately. It's all types of ways of communication. Even if you got to telegram that shit to them, man, look, you talk to them privately. You handle that. You know what I'm saying? Don't let everybody into your world because it gets messy like this.
It gets messy. And yeah, and like now, it's just too messy. Now you're involving other people. And now you're saying that you feel threatened. What if she really wasn't threatening you? What if she was just in the heat of the moment said those things? It's just too much going on. But academics, may the force be with you. Like, I don't know what to say. Because he gonna do whatever he want to do anyway. So it's like,
hey, his formula now. It's not failing him, man. It's working for him. He's still doing his thing.
Okay. Listen. I want everybody to see what's going on with this Tekashi case, and then come back to it and see if you think the antics and doing all this other stuff on the internet is worth it. Man, let's see how this plays out.
Man, fuck all that. Let's just go ahead and get into it then, man. So, what's this, the third day now? The homie has taken the stand.
The homie? Oh man, that's your homie?
Look, man, I don't want no affiliations, man. This is going a left turn. He probably finna tell on me, too. How this shit going?
Listen, he about to have this whole podcast tapped.
So you're saying that the 7th Wonder podcast, they were in the car during the... Correct.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, they like, can you please tell me what illegal activities are going on? He's like, of course. Like, no.
Of course.
You see that, right? In the like little transcript thing, they asked him something, man. And he was like, "Of course."
This shit getting crazy.
Oh man.
Since the beginning of time, man, this shit ain't changed, man. These rappers always been big cap. You know what I'm saying? A lot of them. You know what I'm saying? It's only a small few who you can really see and vouch for. They're really about either their life or that's been through something. A lot of these rappers are cap, and this is what happens when you cap a lot. When you
let's explain to the people what's going on. So Tekashi is currently testifying and taking a stand against his former affiliates of the alleged 9 Trey Bloods organization. I'm not sure what their LLC and corporate name is, but
Treyway.
Yeah, he's currently taking a stand and basically just telling everything that went on within the operation, talking about how he met them, how he got involved with them, and saying that he was never actually a gang member and more so just affiliated. And there was talks about, him being kidnapped, which we know happened because people were talking about that when it happened a year or so ago. Yeah, people thought he was just trolling. He talked about being extorted also. And while doing this, he was putting it all out there. He mentioned some names of other celebrities that we know. Rappers. And it's just like, so he mentioned the name of some of your favorite rappers. And I'm just like, yo, the judge the DA, whoever, didn't even ask you about, they didn't even ask about these people, like, names. They didn't say these people government names or stage names for him to start naming people. I'm just like,
I don't know where the hell that Jim Jones shit came from. I don't know where that Cardi B shit came from. Trippie Redd shit. Like, Trippie Redd, though, from what I'm understanding, the part that I read was at one point in time they were all signed to the same label, and through his beef with that, kind of after he joined the 9 Trey Bloods.
Well, from what I was reading, like, because he was 6ix9ine was breaking down his whole like kind of upbringing in a way and like what got him to where he is now. Mm-hmm. So he's talking about working at a restaurant and he was trying to work on the music, but the music wasn't working. And then he met a guy at a restaurant that took him on tour to, like, I don't know where he was at, Russia, or he was someplace. And he said he was getting $2,000 for the whole tour. And then once he came back from the tour, that's when he came up with Gummo and that he needed Bloods in the video. Like, he needed some, like, gang members in the video. And that's how he met Shotty, because they were supposed to just be, like, in the video, basically, as, like, background. So he was, like, trying to use them as a prop to add credibility to him looking like he was something that he wasn't. And then from there, they had a relationship, and he realized what the formula was for creating songs, and he kept doing that. And from there, like, he was getting a look from them, and they was getting some sort of benefit from being around him as well. So that happened, and then again, like you mentioned, like, he just started naming like all these people, and I'm just like, yo, bro, what? Like, well, I'm like, even if you are cooperating, I'm not gonna say even if you are, because that makes it seem like I'm complicit. But you're cooperating, and you're telling about what's going on. But it's not even like you're just telling about what's going on of like what they're asking you, and like the current people that they already have arrested, and you just like providing like the missing parts of the puzzle. You telling everything about a whole nother puzzle that they ain't even opened the box up of yet. Like, damn.
Well, one thing I'm trying to understand is, based off, like, first and foremost, I ain't never been to prison. Thank God. I ain't never had to go to jail either. Thank God again, But in his particular case and the time that he's facing, I believe he's revealing all of this information and all these intricate details in order to come home sooner, of course, because that's what snitching is. You know what I'm saying? You're going to tell
of course,
and tell what you need to tell to come home sooner. But in his particular agreement, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, there's this thing called the 5K1 letter.
Mm-hmm.
From my understanding, with this letter, which is, I believe, given to the judge, if the judge approves this letter going through or whatever the case may be, the judge can undercut the minimum sentence. From what I'm understanding, he has a minimum sentence of 47 years. So by getting the 5K1 letter, in order to get the 5K1 letter, he has to confess to all these different crimes and talk about who was involved in them. And then once the 5K letter comes out, the judge can actually undercut that 47-year minimum, so maybe it can cut it to the nigga come home tomorrow. You know what I'm saying?
But you bringing up people, names that the public ain't even know was involved with this. The public didn't know were associated with these people. That like these people weren't pictured out and about with you. Like, you, man, listen.
It's going downhill.
It's a lot, and at the pace that he's going at, with this only being day 2 or 3, if he continues, I don't know if hip hop will exist anymore. Because I'm just like, damn, who else you about to name?
Oh, the police loving this shit.
Like,
FBI, the feds loving it.
Listen, the hip hop police are like rubbing their hands, like just having a time of their life. But it's just like, yo, who else is gonna be left? Who else is gonna be left?
Hey man, you saw the man, the memes are getting hilarious out here. I saw somebody put a Rachel Dolezal meme that said like, I too am a non-trade blood. I thought that was like the funniest shit I've ever seen in my life, bro.
I seen the one, you remember the cartoon Recess and that little snitch Randall? I couldn't stand him. Oh my god, yo. Randall had the rainbow wig on with the 6ix9ine tattoo. And it's like, that's exactly what it seems like is happening. Because again, like, I don't want to name the names that he named, even though it's like Aisha's public knowledge, like everybody knows right now. But it's just like, again, some of the names that he brung up, it's like, yo, these people didn't even, what, like.
Which I believe that these names are being brought up because these are names that police probably want to throw some shit on, or they probably done been in the mud before, and they can probably use this shit to kind of reel them in.
Listen, and then too, well, one of the names that he brung up, y'all can put 2 and 2 together. Yeah. The woman name that he brung up, it's like, yo, you bringing this up. This woman is on the top of the world, huge superstar, mother, wife, already got her own legal stuff going on right now. And then you bring this up? She got a couple different legal things going on right now.
Big facts. And a couple of affiliations that are going through some shit.
Come on, man. Like one of the things that she's going through too, a blogger saying that she was allegedly threatened by gang members because of her. So it's like, now you bring up her name, like this is proven, like you giving validity to this other thing that she got going on here. And now more of the case going to be built around, like, it's just so much. And it's just like, yo, what?
It gets nasty, man. What you think the future holds? Because without a doubt in my mind, the biggest twist that could come out of this is if he does all this, and like let's say the 5K1 letter goes through, and the judge just cuts it into like, all right, man, I'll give you 5 years instead.
But even with that, where's he serving his 5 years at? Please tell me.
He's not gonna be on population at all, bro. Wherever he gonna be, it's gonna be
I
behind the
know
scenes.
that, but even if they got you in the shoe, even if they got you in solitary, yo, like that world is a crazy world to be in because you don't know who's connected to who. You don't know who's getting paid on the side from who.
Exactly.
You don't know how messages get through that system to be like, yo, you know, such and such in the third door from the left, handle that. Like, you don't know what goes on. So
exactly,
the only way that this would go good for him is if he does get that letter, does get that approval, and he don't serve no time and then automatically get put into witness protection.
He gonna have to.
And even with that, it's still ways around that. But if he gets time that he gotta serve and he gotta be somewhere in this good old United States of America, good luck. Even if it's only 2 years, where are you going?
That's a strong jacket.
That people don't know somebody.
Exactly. When you tell like this, from what I'm seeing here, it's bigger than rap now. You know what I'm saying? You are backtracking on the criminal moral compass. So you're really putting yourself at the risk of other criminals. Like, other criminals are going to look at you like, nah, fuck all that rap shit. You just snitching. And just in general, I can't approve of that. I got to get you up out of here. So you can have somebody in there for attempted robbery, and they see 6ix9ine. They're like, oh, yo, you a snitch. I'm going to let you feel this shit. I don't give a fuck if you snitched on some rapper shit. I'm going to make you feel this shit because you violated the code.
Listen, this been past rap once he decided that he wanted to go into business with them. Once he started doing stuff on behalf of them and with them, and that's the thing too. Like, yeah, it's not even like you was just being used or they were just using you as a puppet. You were complicit. You did some things too. You admitted to doing some things too.
Exactly.
So that means that you were involved. Like, it's a difference if you being extorted and not doing nothing, and then you being extorted and still getting your hands dirty too. You got your hands dirty too.
I'm gonna have to pray for the homie, man, because what I'm saying is, if you look at everybody around him, you know what I'm saying, they giving him the football numbers, and if he gets to walk away free with no numbers at all, bro, it's like, this shit could very be detrimental to his health, man.
You know, again, even if they say, okay, you gotta do 2 years or you gotta do 5 years, that's still like things. Just put it like this: things is ways of things happening. It's 100%. Ways of things happening, and all of this, I can say I really feel for his family.
100%.
Because unfortunately, those are gonna be the people that feel it the most. Whether they're feeling it because he's not around, or they're feeling it because he's no longer there to provide and them to get the money that he was given to them for the life that they're living. I feel bad for his daughter because it's like she's a child that has to go through this. She's not gonna have a parent around. Like, I really feel for his family. And Shadi said this too, like, I feel for the families of everybody else involved because it's like they were voluntarily dragged into this.
100%.
And they're affected by something that they didn't even have any say-so about.
I never personally had to experience anybody telling on me or me having to like go that far, had to tell on somebody. I guess it's a different dynamic, man. When you facing 47 years, or if you facing long sentences in jail, you know what I'm saying? People gonna get on that stand and they gonna tell. It ain't even just 6ix9ine. Like, it goes to show you where that fake shit gets you. But it's niggas who out here who claiming they the realest niggas of them all. They gonna bite the bait every time. We see First 48. We see how this shit go. So I see a lot of people out there like, you know, talking shit about 6ix9ine snitching, but like, I think a lot of niggas who out there would tell. Period, bro.
But that's what like.
I stay my ass out the way.
I want people to open their eyes and realize too the things that the antics that is more than just antics. That is real life. That you gotta deal with consequences of what you do. You gotta deal with repercussions of what you do. And if you watch these shows like First 48, when people be in there and they snitch just based off of getting a soda. And that's what they would do for a Popeye's chicken sandwich. Like, when you see this type of stuff, you need to know, like, this really happens in real life. Like, this really happens. So when you out here doing dirt with certain people that you think is riding for you, those people that had people snitch on them thought those people was riding for them too.
100%, man. That niggas turned into the DMX challenge. It was Brenda, Keisha, Melinda. I'm talking. They start telling on everybody.
Oh my God. His mama lived here, and I'm like, yo, again, as I'm reading, because I was it's some reporter, forget what his name is, like Inner City something. Yeah. It's some reporter that was in the courtroom writing everything, like in tweets, and I'm just reading it, and I'm just like, oh my God, like, is this really? Are we really witnessing this right now? Are we really seeing this right now? And unfortunately, with all of this happening, this is gonna be one of those like milestones and things that people talk about not only in 2019 but in hip hop in general.
Yep. 100%.
This is like, if there was a hip hop book where it covers the timeline of like, okay, this happened during this era and this is gonna be something that's talked about. When you look back and talk about the thousands, the 2000s, from 2010 to 2019, when they have like the books talking about each decade, this is something that's going to be in there. It was this rainbow haired kid that came out of nowhere and took everyone by storm and was making all of this money. And then it lasted a year, and then he ended up telling on everybody, and we never seen him again.
And we seen the downfall coming, man. It's just so crazy how it plays out, man. You know, we saw this predicament happening, but we didn't see it happening, I feel like this. Or maybe we did, bro. I mean, a lot of people could see through the facade. And
I didn't see it happening like this. Unfortunately, I thought that he was going to end up getting hurt in a different way by the antics of what he was doing and the people that he was coming at. And that's what blows my mind, too, because, again, you were complicit in this. Like, you knew what was going on. You knew that these people as muscle behind you for whatever, and you was using that to your benefit because you was on social media talking crazy to all these people. Now, what happened if it would have really ended up being some beef or tension between the people that's behind you and the people that you try and beef with online to get attention? What would have happened if, when he got into it with Jay Prince Jr.'s son? I forget which one it is.
Yeah. Jazz Prince.
Which one?
No,
was it Jazz?
No, I don't think it was Jazz. No, it wasn't Jazz. I forget which one too.
But like, all right, what if like that would have ended up badly, or that would have really escalated? And it's like, yo, you got these people that you in turn ended up snitching on, doing this dirt for you, helping you out with this situation, and then you gonna snitch on them? Like, I don't think people realize, like, do you know what there is to lose and what could have been on the line and how badly that situation could have gone? And I'm glad it didn't.
Exactly.
Because like, we already got enough going on. We already see, all this violence going on with the mass shootings. Like, we don't need more of that. But like, could you imagine like how that could have gone really bad and things could have escalated and it could have been like, it just could have went bad. And then again, for you to end up just telling on the people that you were using too, as they was using you, like, it's just a lot, man. It's a lot.
I feel like with this situation though, the people who make the shot callers, the playmakers, like if you get like a Jay Prince and the people that Tekashi was talking about, like they met up with like the real ones, man, and they were able to like kind of see what was going on. I feel like that's why when Fat Joe sat down with him last year on his little show or his little podcast, he was talking to him like, hey man, you gotta tighten up, man. Fat Joe seen exactly what was going to happen, and then bam, less than like 2 months after that happened.
I agree with you. I think it's like when it's the people that are like at the top and like the ones that've been in it for a long time, of course they got connections, they know people, they speak. But those aren't the ones that you gotta worry about. Sometimes you gotta worry about the people that's underneath, that are hungry, or the people that are reckless, or the people that are just loose cannons.
Exactly.
That don't follow orders. And we've seen that play out too on TV shows and movies. People that's loose cannons that just do. We've seen this happen in 50 Cent Get Rich or Die Trying.
Yeah.
When the one guy was mad because the other guy was like at the top, and then he had his young boy that was loose cannon and ready to do whatever, setting stuff up. Like, we've seen this happen. So again, this is just crazy. I'm still gonna pay attention to it because I think it's something that you gotta know. And also too, like, at this point, I'm curious of who else he's gonna name. Like, I'm waiting for him to start naming some R&B singers. I'll be like, damn, they in it too? Like,
yeah, Trey Songz. That time I was on Instagram with him. He's also associate of the 9 Trey.
Yeah, and Chris Brown. Like, it's just like, what is going on? But again, like I said, like, I really do, like, my thoughts and prayers and well wishes to the families involved, because I feel like families get it the hardest because they're the ones that got
Exactly.
to deal with the mess. They're the ones that got to deal with everything. And again, they had no say so. They just get thrown into it.
Man, I just see how messy this is on a national level, and like niggas is snitching every day. I can just only imagine how nasty it get on a local level.
No, everybody need to stay focused, do what you gotta do, don't get
Stay
involved.
out them damn streets, nigga. You ain't built for it. Get the fuck out the
especially
way.
if you're not built for it and you're not ready to deal with the consequences of it.
Get out the way,
Stay
my
out
G.
the streets. If you do dirt, do it by your lonesome. Don't do it with other people.
Yeah,
Don't
bro.
tell other people about the dirt you do. Like,
and then another thing, you see why it's important to be an independent rapper? Don't be fucking going around here making business deals with motherfuckers you meet at a restaurant. Trust yourself, bro. Do it yourself. Take it to the right people. Don't take it to the local neighborhood extorters. Your ass gonna end up on the stand too.
Exactly. Again, like man. I don't even know what else to say. I mean, we talked about it a lot, but like, I don't even know what else to say. Like,
just pray for the brother, man, and it's above me now. What the homie say? It's above me now.
It is above me now, and I'm gonna combine this. It's above me now, and I'm gonna head out. Like,
I'm gonna head out. Well, let's do one more topic though before we get out of here, man.
All right, let's
get it.
What you want to talk about? AB?
ABZ.
Oh man.
It's so fucking cringy.
What's up with all of these L's? What is up with all the L's? I know we said this before we started recording, but I didn't realize there was this many L's in the alphabet.
Too many L's in the alphabet.
Too many.
26 of them. Ain't no ABC. It's LLL all the way to L through L, nigga. It's nasty.
Capital L, bold L, italicized L.
Times New Roman. Like, you get all them hoes, right?
Yes, like, oh my god, I don't know what's going on.
My G. So, not only do you fumble a $30 million deal for whatever reason you didn't see fit to have that, you know what I'm saying? You kind of bounced back, went to the Patriots, took your little 15 mil. You thought they were going to let this shit go, huh? You thought calling somebody a cracker was just going to just roll off your tongue and everything was going to be all right. This the NFL, baby. You see what they doing to Cap? They finna do the same. They gonna hit you with the same shit. You see how the allegations came back to back to back to back.
That's the crazy thing. Like, so with all of this, it's like people are already saying that Antonio Brown was bugging because he went from the Raiders to the Patriots because he took a pay cut, and they're saying that the Patriots was only giving him 9 guaranteed.
Ugh.
And like, you know, some people were saying like in the long run it could work out for him, you know, if they go to the Super Bowl, and then, you know, he'll be able to do like a max contract and stuff like that. So already people were calling the move dumb. Then not only did you lose out on millions, now you just lost out on even more millions because Nike dropped you because of these allegations.
Exactly.
And like, I'm just trying to figure out, I don't know if this is the beginning of the end, like if things are going to continue to spiral. I don't know if the Patriots are going to keep him on or if they're going to drop him. And I'm not sure too what made Nike drop him now. Like,
I got a theory.
Waiting for more information. Like, it's just so much going on where it's just like, what's really going on? Again, like you said, is it really the whole thing with the NFL, you know, working their ties?
Easy. Big mob
because,
ties.
You know,
big gangsters.
Nike got Colin Kaepernick ads, but then Nike still too is in bed with the NFL. So it's just like, yo, what's really going on here?
Yeah. They ain't going for that shit, bro. Exactly. So I feel as though the moves that AB made, Mr. Goodell, man, he was like, okay, I see what's happening with this right here. You want to play like that too? Can play this game. Called up Nike. We stopping that. Oh, somebody got some dirt on what? Hey, I give you this much money. Let me get that dirt out. All right, hit the blogs with that. Bam. Now you got this downward spiral. What was this shit? Was this all because of a fucking helmet?
I feel like it was a mix of things, but yeah, it was the helmet, and well, it seemed like he was just trying to get out of there, and he was doing whatever antics to get out. He was making things difficult, and you know, not being easy to work with, so they could get him out. I don't particularly know. I'm not familiar with him, and I'm like a fake football fan. I'll watch it if it's on, but I'm not like seeking it out. I don't know if he just didn't want to be on the Raiders. He wanted to go on a team that was guaranteed Super Bowl, or where he know that he would get more attention and more time. I'm not sure what it was, but it seemed like there was just different antics for him to get out.
For sure. But it's crazy, man. You did all that work to get out just to go down a downward spiral, bro. I don't really think it was really worth it.
Do you find it weird that, like, in a situation like this, like, they're not waiting for any, like, additional information to come out to prove whether this is true or not before automatically dropping him? Because I feel like this might have been, like, the first time we've seen that, or am I wrong?
So I feel as though a little bit, even I feel as though the Raiders or the NFL was gonna put their pride to the side. They already probably tired of having to deal with the Kaepernick shit. They're gonna put their pride to the side. All right, you finessed this one. We're gonna let it go. You even called him a cracker. You know how that shit gonna go. We're gonna let that shit slide, go about your business. But once the allegations came out, they say, you know what? I'm gonna make you pay for that fuck shit, nigga. They went ahead, talked to Nike. Boom, we don't want that nigga on there no more. Get him up out of here. You know what? Give me that information, man. We're going to spread this shit across the blog. You want to embarrass us? We finna embarrass you now. So I think it's a tirade against him. And they want to see him. They want to see his downfall at this point.
Because even with that Major League Baseball player that admitted to having sex with a 13-year-old.
So cringy.
I didn't hear nothing about what's Pittsburgh's name? What are they?
You talking about the baseball team?
Yeah.
Pittsburgh Pirates.
Pittsburgh Pirates. Okay, I was about to call them the Pitties. But yeah, I ain't hear nothing about the Pirates dropping him or being like, okay, he's no longer associated. Unless they did put out a release and it just hasn't come to me yet. But I haven't heard them saying nothing like that yet. So and I'm not saying this to defend Antonio Brown at all. No, like, if you out here raping people, fuck you. You need to lose everything. Burn slow.
But what a coincidence, though.
It's just curious, like, I'm just curious with certain people how you see that the protocol and procedure is different, and I'm trying to figure out what differentiates it. Is it because of race? Is it because of the type of crime? Or is it because of basically the person standing with the organization and their affiliations?
The clout, you know what I'm saying? I mean, these big-ass headlines when Antonio Brown doing these big-ass antics, you know, if he would have kept calm and kept cool with shit, it wouldn't even be this big of a deal. It would still have been a big ass deal. But let's say he would have just kept calm, would play with the Raiders, and then for some reason this shit come out still, then it wouldn't be as big in the blogs as it is because there's no big antics to follow behind it. But being that he done did all this shit, I'm talking about, I saw some shit, a report where a doctor said like the nigga farted in his face and then ran off on the bill.
Yes. He said, oh, I ate too much fiber. But then he put out a text message between, I believe, him and the doctor, in which the doctor was like boasting and happy about him being farted in the face, which I think is some sick, twisted,
this is weird
50 Shades of Grey, R. Kelly, type shit. But like, I just don't know what's going on. It seems like Antonio Brown is in the news every other day for something else. So it's just like, again, this downward spiral is real.
It's 100% real, man. But I do feel as though this is a play against him, trying to, like, you know, assassinate his character. Like I said, when it start to get into like allegations of rape and stuff, you gotta listen to how it play out, because this ain't no shit that you need to be playing about, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
not to say that somebody will lie about it, but you never know.
In situations like that, like, you know, just hypothetically speaking, this is just for conversational purposes. This isn't to, you know, undermine anything of what the victims are saying. What if it's possible that this isn't true? Then does Nike give him his deal back, or is it like, oh nah, like that's already a done deal? Does he then go to an Adidas or a Puma? Like,
probably something like that.
It's just, man.
Yeah.
But then is an apology issue? Like, I don't know. The times we're in right now, I don't know. I just don't know.
Yeah, Nike don't want to be involved with that shit. Like I said, they already backing Cap. It's just too much social drama, and they just like, you know what, fuck you, I'm out. You out of here, bro. I'm not gonna be bothered with that shit. So even if the allegations were false, like they just don't want to be they don't want to associate themselves with that type of drama. So they getting the fuck up out of there.
Jesus.
All because you didn't want to wear a helmet, bro. Man.
Again, I don't think it was about the helmet. I think it was some other stuff going on.
Man.
Maybe he knew that they was going to try to release him, so he wanted to be released on his own terms.
True.
I don't know, but
that is true.
Listen, the world is the wild, wild west right now. Everybody stay safe out there. Everybody stay safe. Make sure you have lots of water at home and non-perishable items, because shit is getting real outside.
It is. So do it like my nigga 400 say. Stay dangerous. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a whole lot of fuck shit going on. Protect yourself at all costs. Physically, mentally, and spiritually.
Man, oh man. Oh man.
Well, what
are we gonna do?
It's getting crazy out here, man. These cats are playing a whole different game. I didn't expect the fall to turn out this way, man. I'm really looking forward to the new music now. I need some new music at a time like this to take my mind off.
I listened to Sir's new album. Did you listen to it?
Oh, that shit's out? I didn't know the album was out. Hell no.
Yeah.
Hella fire?
Yes. He even got a song with Sabrina Claudio, which I know people aren't fucking with her because she had old tweets saying the N-word.
Why niggas want to say nigga so bad, bro?
I don't know. It's not even that dope of a word.
It really ain't, bro. It's not like we go and we live our lives like, damn, bro. Yes, I get to say really, nigga. It's so many doper words out there, and maybe that's just my opinion because I don't use the word because I don't like it. But it's so many doper words out there. I don't know what y'all fascination is. I think with people is more so the fact that they can't say it, or they only see like black people really say it, so it makes them feel like, ooh, like I'm missing out. But bro, you're not missing. It don't make you smarter. It don't give you any type of reward, bro.
If anything, that word confuses things more because you could use that word for any and everything. Where it's just like, wait, like, is that a good thing, bad thing? You happy? You sad? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's such a universal word. It actually kind of confuses things because you're like,
I say it so common, like I don't even realize I'm saying it. I've been saying it for the last 30 years, bro. And it's not because like I wanna. It's just we just be saying it so loosely, you know what I'm saying? But we know based off the way we grew up in our society that we don't feel comfortable with other people saying it because we don't know your intentions with it. So that's why we look at you kind of crazy when you say it. Just don't say it, bro. Like you don't get no cool. We don't get no cool points for saying it. Like it don't make you look any better, bro.
No,
it makes you look like a weirdo when other races say it. So, I mean, black people, everybody, just try to stop saying it, but it's gonna be a lot harder for me not to. Only time I don't say it.
Are you trying not to? You trying to get better with that?
Not really. I'm not gonna lie. I'll just cap.
No, not really.
I'm full of shit. I'm just be lying, but I'm just trying to save everybody else. Don't say it, please. Don't get around your black friends and say it. Don't go behind scenes. It gets cringe. What you think about when these rappers had these concerts and they got the whole crowd just saying nigga? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, do they make them feel some type of way, you think?
I don't know. I don't know. Remember too, like Kendrick Lamar had that little white girl on stage rapping, and then she said it, and it was just like
exactly like. But
it's like you mad at Kendrick or are you mad at her? Like it's I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. It gets a little messy, but I mean, just for for everybody who isn't black that says it, just for your safety, you know what I'm saying? Don't go around just don't tweet it, don't Instagram it. If you're gonna say it, don't say it at all. But if you're gonna say it, bro, just say it in private, bro. Don't say it around other black people because it's kind of weird and it gets kind of cringy.
Just don't say it. So many other
just
words.
Don't say it, period.
Just stop.
Yeah, we gotta find a way to stop it. Man. I'm working on it, but not really working on it. But I'm working on stopping it.
Working on it, but not working on it. But I'm working on it, but not working on it.
Yeah, I don't say it at work. I try not to say it at work, man, because then it looks all awkward. Because it's just weird.
It's just weird.
It's just weird, bro.
It's just weird.
Well, that was a good little convo we had today, man.
Man.
I do appreciate you as always coming through, chatting it up with me.
Of course, and thank you to you, of course, for always being engaged, always having dope convo. You know what I mean? And thank you to everyone that's listening.
100%.
Definitely appreciate y'all support.
Y'all always tune in. I try to have content out for you all every Friday. Go on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Play. Click on 7th WNDR podcast and just tune in with us. Leave comments. Tell us what you hate. Tell us what you love. Tell us what we could do better. We're in for it all, man. We got some great things coming in the future. Anything you want to tell the people?
Nah, man. Be patient with me. I'm still trying to get back into social media. I hate it so much, but I'm trying. So you can follow me at It's, and that's ITSAYESHAGO, and that reads It's Aisha Go. That's on Twitter and Instagram. I don't be on Twitter like that though, because to be on Twitter and to be like lit, you gotta say like real ignorant shit, and I want to eventually.
You just gotta say the N-word and get famous.
That's me, but I'm really like trying to meet Beyonce and be friends with her, so I'm trying not to be that ratchet publicly. So I don't be on there, but you can follow me on Instagram and you can follow me on Facebook too. Aisha Go.
Yeah. And you can follow me on Instagram. That's 7 EVENTH_WONDER. Follow the podcast on Instagram too, 7th Wonder Podcast. And other than that, man, I appreciate you guys listening. We up out of here.
Yes. Peace.
Peace.